Looks like it'll become official. Leroy Sane going to sign a 3-year deal with Galatasaray in Turkey, leaving behind the German Giants. Gab and Frank are still with us. Gab, I don't know, for me this feels kind of like a surprising move for Sane, especially given the Premier League links. What do you make of the move to Galatasaray?
I don't know. The Premier League link seemed a little bit hokey to me. We knew that there was an agreement in principle. There was an offer from Bayern on the table, and it was a pay cut in terms of guaranteed money, but he could have made it up with bonuses. And by the way, I think Bayern made the right decision. Leroy Sane is not going to have the same importance for Bayern going forward had he stayed. But so presumably Galatasaray is offering him even more money. And that to me is important also because it shows Galatasaray's ambition, and you wonder what impact it's going to have. Does this mean that they've given up on Victor Osimhen, who of course was on loan there, who Napoli are trying to play so far? He's turned down offers from Saudi Arabia. In terms of Leroy Sane, you see the numbers have gone up a little bit. Some of those goals are garbage time. I think he's been a little bit stop-start this season. He's generally played when others were out. He wasn't a central figure. You wouldn't imagine if everybody was fit that he would necessarily be central to Vincent Kompany's plans. But he's had his moments, but I don't think he's disabused the notion that he's still somebody who is very inconsistent.
Frank, from a Bayern perspective, would you have cut ties with Leroy Sane?
I think I will let him go. I always thought that guy was full of talent. He had all the tools to become one of the best players in the world. But as Gab said, the inconsistency that he showed, kind of being too nonchalant, not very concerned sometimes with the game. I'm disappointed by his career overall. I was expecting much more because he's such a talented player. Of course, we can see 4 Bundesliga, 2 Premier League, nothing to say about that. But individually, I was really expecting more. Now, on the Bayern Munich side, I completely understand where they want to go.
You agree? Disappointing career? I mean, still only 29.
I think Frank's absolutely nailed it because he's describing the player that I've watched for a long time. When he was at Schalke, amazing talent, like ridiculous talent. Liverpool had just signed Florian Wirtz. He was like this at Schalke. He was the diamond in the Bundesliga at the time, or one of. And he went to Man City, made the big move, done really well under Pep, but then he fell out with Pep. And then he's made his move to Bayern. I always get the feeling with certain players, I think Leroy Sane is one of them, where you expect and you want so much more, and you're critical only because you see the talent in him, and you're desperate for him to do or fulfill his career. He seems like, to me, looking from the outside, he seems like a little bit hard work. I don't know him, but I get the impression that's what he's like. He falls out with managers. Frank's described him there, where sometimes he's a bit sloppy when he's in front of goal, or if he's got that final pass to play, he doesn't concentrate on it. He can drive you a little bit crazy at times being a teammate, but the talent was always there. But I think when he retires, I think he'll be one of them where you think, you could have done a little bit better.
You think so? We'll be talking about him as like a what could have been?
Absolutely. A couple of the boys mentioned the word ambition. Yes, Galatasaray, that's an ambitious move. But what does it say for him going the other way? How ambitious is that for somebody who's still 29? And the truth of the matter is, players like Leroy Sane will argue till they're blue in the face that they have ambition. But again, and Leroy Sane is probably the best example of a player who has ambition at certain times, only when it suits him. The real players, the guys who do reach the top, they have ambition every single day they walk into training and every single day they go home to do the right things. And so when you don't do that, you get a player like Leroy Sane with all the talent in the world, but he's inconsistent. And he's inconsistent because he's not 24/7 trying to be as ambitious as he would tell you.
All right, looks like Leroy Sane then won't be part of the Club World Cup with Bayern Munich.